Hi, this is Emily with Guajardo Insurance. Thanks for calling. Are you a current client needing assistance or?
I'm looking for a new quote.
Great. Can I please get your name to get started?
Yes, it's Nato, spelled Nato.
Thanks, Nato. Were you looking to save on your home insurance, auto insurance, or both?
Home insurance.
Got it. Let's get started. Can I have your zip code, please?
Yes, it's 77339.
Perfect, thank you. And what's the full address to your home?
It's 1-800 Main Street.
Thanks, Nato. Do you currently have home insurance? And if so, who's your provider?
Yes, it's with Allstate.
Got it. How long have you been with Allstate?
Probably like 3 years.
Thanks for sharing that. Now I'm going to ask a few quick questions to help with discounts. What's your occupation?
I'm an engineer.
Awesome. Engineers are the problem solvers of the world. What's your highest level of education, high school, bachelor's, or higher?
Bachelor's.
Great, thank you. Do you know when the last time your roof was replaced, if ever?
Maybe about 3 years ago.
Perfect, that's good to know. Lastly, do you pay for your insurance yourself, or is it escrowed through your mortgage?
It is escrowed through my mortgage.
Got it, thank you. Just one last thing. Can I get your phone number and email so the agent can follow up with your quote?
Sure. I'm just going to end the call there because I don't want to get it too long, but you get the gist of it. All of this can be configured specifically for your agency. And let me show you what happens after the call. All right. So what happens after the call is it gets all that data and it puts it in a CRM. We use our own special CRM called Total CRM. And what this does is it puts in a pipeline for your customer service, depending on what the call was. If it was a quote, reshop, customer service. And what you can do is when you go in the client's details, you go into notes and you can see a transcript of the whole call, but also you can download the actual call itself. And that way you can listen to that if needed. But as you can see, I've called a couple times for not only a quote, but also for service. So it puts it in the right pipeline depending on the last call. And what the cool thing about it is if your customer service rep or yourself, when you come in, instead of answering all these phone calls, you just work off your pipeline and see who called. And if you just need to gather more information, you can just call the client. When this is done, what you can do is you can move the pipeline to service completed. That way you know that service has been complete. So that's what happens after the call. And let's talk a little bit about how everything works here. So like I mentioned before, this receptionist, AI receptionist, not only does it handle information, but also learns as it goes. And what it can do is just handle all the incoming calls that you have for your agency. I remember when I first started my agency, I had to quote, I had to do the marketing, I had to answer phones, and answering the phones was the biggest pain, because if I was quoting someone and I had to answer the phone, that would take, and I made a mistake here, that would take 5 minutes. Let's say it was just a 5-minute call, but it would still distract me from the quote. And total, that 5 minutes can cost me about 15 to 20 minutes out of the day. And can you imagine if you get 5-10 phone calls or more, that can really cost you. So this really does handle all of your incoming calls. And one of the major things is when you first are setting this up and training the bot, you do it using prompts. And using the prompts, what that does is you want to give it like certain rules, like a role definition, a task, a persona, and things like that. And basically what you're doing is you're training the bot overall how to respond and what your company is about. And this is one of the most important parts, because this is also how you give it a personality of, like, for me, I want to communicate clearly at a 5th grade level, because a lot of people don't understand insurance. And you can also train the bot not to answer specific insurance questions, right, to the agency owner. It's just going to answer very simple, so that way you don't get in any kind of trouble. So choosing your agent, there's a lot of choices. I just screenshot a couple of them. There's a lot more. I ended up going with CMO, but you can test out different ones to see which ones of your liking. Like if you want to have a male, young person, older person, and you can just click here and listen to the voice and then choose it. It's very easy to switch between callers and test things to see which one you like or which one your customers like best. And the insurance bot tree, I'm not going to go too deep into this, but what this does is how it directs the call when the client calls in. It greets them first. It determines if it's going to be a sales call, or if it's going to be a quote or customer service or claims. Also, dealing with claims, a lot of times people are calling with claims, and all they need is like a phone number to the actual company. So this is a really easy way to just put put, what it does is for the claims is you input all of the companies that you work with phone numbers. That way the bot knows that when they say they work with Allstate and they made a claim, they have the phone number to give them. Like I said, those little 5-minute calls are annoying and they can really take up a lot of your time. Back to the prompt, it goes and determines if it's going to be a quote, customer service, and then when it gets to a quote, it's going to determine if it's going to be an auto insurance quote, a home insurance quote, or if it's going to bundle. And it does the same thing for the customer service. It just routes it wherever it needs to go. And this is fully customized. You can fully customize this for your agency depending on what you guys sell. After the call, I just showed you where it enters all the data in the CRM under the notes, and it puts it according to what kind of call it was. That way you or your customer service rep can just go in there and start working on the customer service request or quote request. And I don't think I showed you in there also the total CRM that we have. You can also add teammates in there, so that way you can assign certain service requests to certain people on your team. So maybe you have a customer service manager that's distributing these requests out. You can do that easily in the pipeline. Now also, if you do use a different CRM, we can customize it and put it in yours. It's just going to be a little bit more difficult because we already have it set up to ours. And the middleman, this is the connection between the bot and then the CRM that we use. And I use a software called Make to bring it all together. A lot of you guys might have used Zapier in the past. I did also, but I now use Make. And what it does is it grabs all of that information, goes to your CRM, and it looks to see if the contact exists. If the contact does exist, it's just going to put the information inside that contact. If the client does not exist and it goes by the phone number that they called from, it will create a new client and then put the information in there and save it. So this is what I call the middleman that connects both the bot and the bot together. I'm sorry, the CRM and the bot together. And then this is the workflow inside of the CRM system, where what it does is it routes the information to the pipeline, your sales or customer service pipeline, to see if it's going to be a quote or customer service. I won't go into too much detail. You don't really have to know all of this right now. It is technical, and that's why I'm not going really deep into the details. But if you guys want to, we can talk about that also. So what are the benefits to having an AI voice receptionist? Like I mentioned before, when I had my agency and I was a one-man shop, even when I was a 2-3-man shop, answering the phones was the biggest pain for us. And it's the first thing that I outsourced with the virtual assistant. The only thing is, with the virtual assistant, they can only answer one phone call at a time, where this system can answer 20 or more at a time. So like, let's just say you hired a virtual assistant, she's on a phone call, somebody else calls, she can't get it, somebody else on your team has to pick up. With this virtual AI bot can answer all of those calls at the same time. It also works 24/7 versus yourself. You can't work 24/7, but you also can put timelines on the times that you work if you only want the receptionist to answer during those times. It's a lot less expensive than a virtual assistant, a lot less headaches. The more people you deal with, the more headaches you have to deal with. And it gives you the freedom to do all those money making activities that actually make you money as an insurance agent, which is really what you want to do, is be selling policies. It is important to do your customer service, but I think this is a good way to do it in an efficient way. So who am I? My name is Nato, and I have helped over 1,000 students scale their insurance agency, help them with lead generation, AI, how to automate, how to scale. I was one of the first insurance agents to actually use Facebook ads to grow my business, and that's what I initially had taught these insurance agents. And now I want to help them not only increase their leads, but also automate it and become a lot more efficient and scale their agency. I also own an insurance agency myself. I grew it and I sold it a few years back, and I wish I had this AI stuff. I mean, things have grown so fast in the past 2 years that this would have really helped my agency a lot. It would have really sped up scaling my agency. And either you embrace AI or you are going to be lost, because everything is coming to this. And I don't believe that AI is going to take over your job. I think the people that embrace AI and learn AI are the ones that are going to succeed in the future. So if you guys want to learn more about this, If you want to learn how to build this, or you want me to completely build this for you, we can do that. You just got to book a call with me. It should be in the link in the comments, in the description. And yeah, if you guys have any questions or any comments, let me know.